The last time you guys knew, Rudolph Van Richten was in the town of Valaki, but then he attacked the Vistani camp. Unsure if
Interesting.
he's there. You know that he also tends to hang out in the tower around Baratok.
That's so funny. I was literally just looking at that. Like, what is over there?
Esmeralda let you know, like, you guys blew up her wagon, but yeah, that was her thing.
Who's this we? We didn't blow up the wagon.
I I didn't know such thing. I wasn't even here for that, but I heard about it.
It was an epic explosion.
So what happened with Damien's character? How does he just peace out?
What I'm gonna do with that is I'm gonna have so Strahd's gonna know what happened to the Argon Vosthold because the beacon has been lit. So being a little bit more sketchy, he's gonna take Adrian as kind of like a collateral, as in he doesn't trust you. Plus, he gets to spend time with his kid and kind of figure
Aw.
out what's going on. So he was going to be in the background for that because Damien let me know that like the goal of Adrian was to possibly try to redeem Strahd if at all possible. So that's a good way for those type of interactions to happen. So then it would be whoever makes it shows up at the Amber Temple or goes to the Amber Temple, and then you guys have that, and then Strahd's wary of you because of the fact that you helped his enemies out. But the way that he sees it is you were probably duped because you're newcomers to this land and, you know, nobody would oppose him. That's just foolish. But you guys could be tricked very easily.
Obviously, he knows I can be tricked very easily because he just like looked at me and I was like, "What's up, my best friend?"
Yeah.
What about Lake Baratok? Well, it's on the way. Why don't we just go there? Check it out.
And see if Van Richten is there.
Yeah, see if he's there.
If he is, what do you want to say or do? You want to see if he'll help us in our mission?
Yeah, let's
Because
see
I
if we
think I
can
think
get him on our side.
Damien's character wanted to kill him.
Yeah, and I was actually against that. That was one thing I was opposed for him.
That could be interesting.
I'd say it would be easy enough for you guys to make it in an hour if that is something that you wanted to do.
Is there a carriage that we can ride, like
Uh,
here in town? Like somebody with a carriage we could like pay or whatnot? I'm just curious. Like rent a carriage. Can we Uber real quick, please?
Rent a carriage for a
Rent a
ride there.
carriage. Like no, I'm just curious like at all to anywhere since we would live here in this town, we have residents. I feel like there might be somebody that may be like, "Hey, okay, you know what? I run to Valaki or I go to the castle every once in a while or if you need a ride."
So Kresik is pretty isolated on purpose. They've got high walls to keep everything out. They would half the town also is either dead or messed up from the last werewolf attack. I would say there probably would be somebody that would offer you the use of a cart and a horse for like 20 gold, but they want
20
it
gold.
back.
I want zero. I have 0 gold, so
Hold on. I have 13 gold. But all right, how about this? What if I give them one of those remember the 4 gemstones worth 50 gold pieces that I have?
Yeah.
I could give them one of them. For how long? How long would I be able to rent it for then?
As long as you need for the 50 gold piece thing.
Okay, sounds good. I think that should help us a lot and we can get places faster as well. Sound good to you, Ford?
sure.
And
It's off the time.
yeah, and since it's I would like to possibly use a little bit persuasion, you know, for since it is a 50 gold gem, like maybe talk it instead of $20 20 gold, be like it's 15 gold for whatever blah blah blah, however long whatnot, you know what I mean? Just slightly lower it down if possible, like with a persuasion check.
But you're gonna pay with the gem, right?
Yes. But just saying that I can have it a little bit longer.
Well, yeah, that's what they're saying. For 50 gold pieces,
Okay.
you can have
Gotcha.
it as long as you need it. But
Gotcha.
they're gonna just want it back.
It's a fair trade.
I like it. I can dig it.
So you want to go check out Lake Baratok?
There we
Everybody
go.
piling in.
Yep.
If that is your
Or is-
preferred course of action, gentlemen, I will take you to Lake Baratok. Don't know why it's not letting me grab that.
You're probably you're like, dang it, we should be using the other one, Beyond D&D Beyond.
Oh yeah, I think that's what I'm going to be going to after this. The nice part about this is that the module has everything in it.
Would you mind
Hmm.
singing a nice song as we travel?
Oh, of course. I'm glad you asked. Once was a band named, and then we go. For 18.
You sing it well. The journey's pretty uneventful. You guys make it there within an hour. You do see the tower without any lights, and then no wagon, but it's there. It looks similar to when you guys went there before you reconned where the werewolf's den was. What would
The
you guys
wagon
like
is
to do?
there,
Your guys'
but it's
wagon is
lights
there.
out.
The wagon that's currently in the picture has been blown up, so it's not
Oh,
there.
okay, got you.
Yes, Esmeralda trapped it, and it was interacted with, and all the vials of alchemist fire and explosives ignited itself, and it blew up.
I remember that day. It was glorious.
Interesting. I'm gonna fly up to that window, that front window,
All
and
right.
just peer through as I'm flying up. And then also while I'm doing that, prepare my action as a dodge action, as a just in case something's about to shoot at me or whatnot.
You fly up, and the room looks suspiciously absent of anything. It looks like any of the stuff that was there previously has been collected, and the room is devoid of any personal items or effects. If he
It's
was
empty.
here, he's obviously not here anymore.
It's empty. No signs of life.
Yeah, last time we were here, there was stuff in there.
Let's go in. See what we see
But
on the inside.
if I remember right, last time we used the scaffolding on the side, but I don't know if it's still intact.
The scaffolding is still intact.
All right.
I'll fly up there and make sure that there's no like parts that are gonna watch your step right here type situation. Don't grab right here.
Give me an investigation check.
Absolutely. I suck at investigation, but let's go with a 14.
It's obvious to you that if anybody puts a lot of effort, or if anybody puts too much weight on it, this thing will collapse. This is not the intended way to go up, but it will work in a pinch.
All right. You have to be like extremely careful. This thing is rigid as hell, okay?
Yeah, I remember. Ooh.
Bro, whoa, whoa, whoa. Not right there. Not right there.
Oh, this thing is shaking, it's wobbling.
Yep. I will be hovering the whole time. So even if I'm kicking up dust, I understand. I'm just gonna be hovering.
All right.
If I remember right, do I see, isn't there a lever that goes up or something? If I remember right.
There is a platform.
Yes. My
And
brain, I
if-
swear I'm got dementia.
It is down at the bottom. I believe the last time that you guys went out, I think it was also at the bottom. I think you guys used the scaffolding. You guys were scared to interact with the door.
Hey.
But there you are on the second floor with the scaffolding. The majority of the planks look to be dry rotted. There's chains that go up and all the way down. As you look up, your eyes adjust to the darkness, and oh wait, my bad. There you go.
I thought some shit was about to pop out. Be like, oh,
You're able to make it to the third floor. You see that everything is down, and that means that the entryway to the top level is open.
This place is pretty clean. Guess he must have got spooked knowing that someone was here.
there's only one other place that he would be. Well, that we know of.
Well, who was that gentleman that we talked to that said that there's a guy with a tiger and a carriage messing around? I don't remember where he said he was.
Didn't they go back to Valaki? I want to say that they went back to Valaki.
For you guys, it'd be a couple days ago. Somebody did say that they saw a circus caravan that didn't look like any of the other Vistani stuff, and it was in the town of Barovia.
Oh, yeah. It's in Barovia, man.
That couple days ago, though. Might be gone by now.
Hey, a lead's a lead, isn't it? Plus, we've got this carriage. Look at that. God, looks like my cousin. I was looking at the ox. I'm guessing it's an ox or a donkey or a horse or a mule.
It's just a regular riding horse with it.
Oh, okay. Good to know. Good to know.
We got time to take a trip to Lucky.
How far away is that from us? Could we look at the map real quick, please, sir?
Yep.
Or not? Ooh, we're talking about Barovia, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm gonna press select button, pull up the map.
Right.
All right, so
Well, Barovia is in the direction we got to go anyway.
yeah, it is. It's just a little bit further. But because we also have a carriage, it's not going to take as long.
But remember, they want the carriage back.
Yeah. I get it. They'll get it back. That's not an issue. At least I hope.
Eventually, right?
Eventually, yeah. We've got it for a extended long term negotiation. You know how I do. I love negotiating deals for us, and I think they've turned out pretty well to our profit for the most part. Okay, that was 6 hours to right there. Wait, to 16, right?
Yeah.
Well, no.
I'll call that.
You're at 18.6 right here.
Alright, we'll just call that 18. So, like, nice round numbers.
Yeah, I can dig that.
That's 22 miles. Your cart could travel 4 miles an hour.
So 5.
22 divided by 4, 5.1. Yeah, 5.5.
Another 5 hours, just because I like nice round numbers. We'll do another 5 hours, would bring you guys to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and you guys would be in the village of Barovia. Adam also said that he's jumping on.
You know, one thing we could do as well, if we can't meet him at the castle, we can meet him at that crossroads right there. Because they have to...
in the portal, though?
Are they going in a portal? I thought they were.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Shit. Yeah. All right.
So we have to be at the castle.
So we have to be at the castle. So out of those 17 hours we've taken up, you said it was going to be walking distance. Was it an hour? How long did it take us to use the
cart? You guys traveled at about 4 miles an hour, so it was like easily an hour to get there.
Okay.
Because each one of those hexes is a quarter of a mile.
All right. I think, yeah. We've got some time to deal with this, but then we have to make it back, so we have to make sure we have plenty of time from Barovia.
Yeah, because that'll be another probably 5 hours back to the castle from there. Just guessing. It'll be close.
So there you go, for like 14 miles.
So that's 4 hours. Well, 3.5.
Yeah, I think 3.5.
3.5 hours. All right.
It's doable. We should have some time left, assuming we don't spend a whole lot of time in Barovia. All right. So I would just say while you're doing that, we'll just say, are we traveling on the road then? Heading that way?
Yeah, let's just travel. Here, I'll roll performance, because obviously.
So it looks like we made it to Barovia without any incident on the road.
Yeah, you guys have done a pretty good job of like taking care of everything. There's no hags, there's no werewolves. It's time of day. Anything that really would be trying to make trouble with you recognizes that you guys are like a force to be reckoned with, and like random wolves aren't gonna just like attack you guys. Plus, like, you're kind of working for Strahd, and he controls a lot of this stuff. Or at least Strahd thinks that you're working for him, so he's not inclined to have his minions attack you. It's kind of counterproductive.
The double cross.
But as you do go by the Tser Pool, you don't hear the revelry of the Vistani camp.
Really?
Yeah, the Tser Pool that's located right there. As you're going through and you look down, you don't see like any tent set up, any wagons, nothing like that. It looks like the camp's been vacated. I'll make sure to tell Jay when he gets back as well.
Kind of riding by though, we noticed it's empty, but did we also notice if it looked like something happened there?
You guys haven't investigated yet.
Okay.
Did you want to divert and go there to investigate?
Well,
I tell you what, we could wait for the other two to get there.
Yeah, I mean, we're in Barovia now, so we can check out here first, and then maybe on the way back, check out the Tser Pool.
Yeah, you guys also have that house, Missure Spifi's house.
Oh, we do. I wonder if I should go defecate on it. That's just mean. No.
Take a poop in the
house.
leave a yield upper decker. I was telling Ford that as you guys passed the Tser Pool encampment, it was devoid of Vistani. There was no noise, no caravans, no tents, nothing like that. The place as you were coming around here, looked to be cleared out. And that's what you guys can see from about a mile down the
I'm gonna
river.
investigate it if I can.
So you
See which way they went.
you guys are gonna detour?
What do you think?
I thought we'd hit that on the way back.
Okay. From a distance. Wait, I can fly. I can catch up to it pretty easily, can't I? If I just fly over there real quick.
Your fly speed is what, like 30 feet?
Yeah.
Let's see. If you're traveling at like a quick, you can do like 4 miles an hour.
Okay.
As for
Well, I'm just trying to see which way they went. Like, if there's a trail. I guess, yeah, I guess I'll still fly. I'll just fly above us and just look real quick. If we just slow it down just a little bit, just so I can look.
it looks
maybe
like the wheel tread pulls over onto the old salvage road. So the same road that you guys are traveling, they pulled onto it.
Gotcha. Well, I can tell which direction.
Give me an investigation check.
That was a 16, because I just rolled it.
They definitely pulled onto the road, but once it gets mixed in with the road, it's a well-traveled path. So
Okay.
you imagine that they would have stuck to the road.
Right.
They must have got all the scrap parts they needed from that place.
Sounds good. All right.
Have you guys filled the admin on what you've done so far?
No.
No,
No, we haven't.
I went and investigated they're looking for Rudolph Van Richten in order to take a little bit of time to make sure that everything is all loose ends are as wrapped up as possible before going on the expedition. Went to the tower. They did not see any evidence of him there. As a matter of fact, all the tower was devoid of any of his personal belongings. They went inside. They confirmed that there wasn't, in fact, anything there.
Okay.
And then they traveled for about, 5 hours?
5 hours,
They got a
yep.
wagon, so it's currently like 2 o'clock in Barovia.
The village of Barovia. What a lovely little place.
Isn't your
Don't-
house here, Spiffy?
I was gonna say, don't I have a house here?
Yes, you do.
That's right. That's right. Racking up them houses, getting them properties.
Playing police.
So there are a couple places
I'll
of
start charging people rent.
importance. You have the Blood on the Vine Tavern, which is there, and you happen to
Oh my god, fucking hate them.
hear a bunch of people in there, and it sounds like they're discussing things as you pull in from about this direction.
That's a loud conversation.
It seems to be that there's a large group of people gathered, and they seem to be emphatically discussing things. Think of it akin to kind of like a town hall / protesters.
Well, everybody seems to be there. I think that's where we're headed. See if we can find out what's going on.
Oh, and then you also have the supply place, Barthen's Provisions. So if nobody has any objections, what's up?
That sounds doable. We can go there. I'm just thinking, you said everybody's that way?
It seems like there's a large group of people that are clustered together in there, and it seems like it is standing room only in the tavern. Is stuff you hear the hushed murmurs across the creaking of the wagon. It's drawing your attention. It's drowning out Mad Mary's screams and cries.
Is it just like laughter and cheer and fun times?
No, it sounds like people are arguing.
Oh, I'm just saying, there's a lot of people around. I have a hat that needs to be filled, and I have a viola that needs to be played. I'm just saying, I can make some money.
How about we go a little incognito, a little inconspicuous, you know what I mean? But if it comes down to it, I know that Luke plays mighty fine. I think we should go there and check out what's the hubbub.
I agree.
All right. So as you're going there, you notice that Ismark is kind of like standing at the front, and he's trying to address people, and he's like, "I know everything that's going on," and then quick dissertation. People are angry that Gertruda hasn't been returned. There are rumors that Strahd has gotten Tatiana, and everybody's angry at Ismark because he was invited to the wedding, and it's a fucked up situation any way you put it, and it seems like Strahd is just gloating and driving more misery into the town. So everybody's angry with Isaac about the fact that they haven't got Gertruda back, and not only that, but Irena is now in Strahd's clutches.
Ladies and gentlemen, I understand that we have not gotten her back, but we are in the process of doing so. It takes time, and I know time is of the essence, and we are trying our damnedest to get everything we need to be able to get Gertruda back here. There should be no arguing. We need to bring each other together. We need to be fighting and looking at the bigger picture, the bigger enemy.
There's about
That is not
there's about
each other.
10 of them that start cheering, and then you see that they've got torches and pitchforks in their hands. And then they start saying that it's the middle of the day, he's in his coffin, let's go to the castle, let's find him, let's drag a stake through his heart, let's end this, let's do what these foolhardy adventurers can't do.
Part of me is inclined to say, heck yeah, let's go do it. But I know it's a suicide mission.
I really hope you say that shit out loud.
These people are gonna get themselves killed.
Because that would be, like, no joke. That would be great right there. I want to try to put a calm to this crowd. And so with my words, can I do a performance? Like make it into a performance? Like I'm singing to them as well.
I will say sure, but it's going to be difficult. They are not really they're kind of in like a fever pitch.
All right, well, here we go. I would like to use that inspiration that I got that I finally can use, if that's okay.
Yeah, the one that you've had since session 2. Let's use it.
Right, it's gone. I like that a lot better. 28, does that do anything?
Yeah, so the person who was going to throw a bottle at your head kind of puts it down.
Yes! Winning them over! Little by little.
They seem to be a little bit calmed, if not trying to figure out why you just busted out into song like you're in a Disney musical. And then Ismark captures the moment and says, "Now is not the time. We know he has Gertruda, and he also has my sister. Any attacks that we make would be foolhardy. It just leads to more deaths. This has never been successful for generations on back." Portions of the crowd start to disperse and go kind of along their merry ways. If you would like, everybody make a perception check.
Ooh, a respectable 12.
18?
My passive perception is a 15, so I'm not even picking up on this shit.
So passive perception works when you're like, I'm going to check everything and it's just going to take time, and then that's when you use your passive perception. It would be like, you search the room for like a half hour and this is what you find. It doesn't work like a radar.
Should be a radar.
I mean,
Like ping! If somebody's trying to be invisible or stealth around you, and they roll a 13 or a 15, and my perception is a 15, I should be able to pick up on that shit. Like, hey, what are you doing?
so
I don't know. That's just how I look at it.
Dan, you see somebody who looks familiar, is studying you guys, and then as soon as you lock eyes with him, he tips his hat and then moves. You know this person to be Rictavio, aka Rudolph Van Richten, and he seems to be making his way in between a couple of these houses. He ducks around the corner with like a crowd of people.
I would like to follow him, but not in a rushing manner, but just kind of nonchalantly, kind of blending in, but making my way toward that spot where he's at.
Alright, I'm catching like Assassin's Creed vibes where you're just like kind of like gently guiding through the crowd as you're going through. Missure Spifi and Kojin, you see Dan Jackul's like a blue tick hound find something, and then he just starts moving towards it with a sense of purpose. Not necessarily running, but just heading that way. What are you guys doing?
And you're welcome, and I bid you adieu. And then I start flying that direction.
As you start to take off, the crowd gets a little bit restless.
Yeah.
I'll play on my way. I'll keep playing. I don't stop.
All
I'm just
right.
playing a tune as I leave.
So that kind of whips them up into really vacating the premises. Everybody pretty much just immediately goes home and starts closing and locking doors.
Hey, good. Look at that. We prevented an angry mob from going to do some stupid shit. I really need to like become like a vice mayor or something.
Maybe Strahd can give you that position.
Well, you do have the deed to that house. It comes with a title.
Oh yeah. I have land in this in Barovia.
Actually,
so.
in this town.
In the town of Barovia as well. So yeah.
Kojin was gonna follow Dan at kind of a distance.
All right, you guys make it to that corner, and you turn and you look, and you don't see anything. It's almost like he either turned a corner or possibly vanished.
Is there another alleyway, like straight ahead?
Is there a sewer grate or something?
No, this town does not have a sewer.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
It did.
Hey, you never know.
Well, he couldn't have got in his wagon and left that quickly.
As I'm flying up, do I see any like dust or something from like him running? Like somebody running?
Make a perception check.
Ooh, 16.
You do not.
Okay.
Does anybody have see invisibility?
I'm afraid not.
Hold on a sec. I don't think I was able to take that. No.
I'm just gonna kind of.
Wait. We want to let me ask this, like I'll go like down and I'll talk to you. Are we trying to just kill him?
No. I would like to talk to him. I think a conversation is in need. If we're gonna win this fight against Strahd, we need all the allies we can get.
Okay.
I
But so I did see Van Richten. We made eye contact, and he almost like led me in this direction, like he wanted to talk, but I don't know where the hell he is, so I'm not sure what's going on.
Some people are passing by. They're murmuring about
Where's
what was
the nearest
going on.
door?
The nearest door?
Yes.
There's doors on all of these.
So we pop out of right here, this corner.
Yep.
Can we split up and each take like? Are there like little alleyways between houses and things like that?
Yeah.
Or is it just the main road?
There's alleyways in between the houses.
Okay. Should we split up and maybe see if we can meet up with them?
It's fine with me.
Try not to get yourself into trouble. Don't be peeking in windows.
What's everybody doing?
I'm gonna. Looks like there's an alleyway straight ahead. I'm just gonna. If I can navigate down that alleyway.
I'm gonna search while flying invisible. That way, if he's probably not looking for me. So.
All right, you're invisible. You're looking around. How high up are you?
I'll go up above the roofs, about 10 feet above the roofs.
All right, so you're like a total of 30 feet.
Probably, yeah. At least it's a good distance where I can see on just the other side of the house as well.
You see a lot of people milling about, basically making their way back from the meeting that they were having on the Blood on the Vine. They don't seem to be in too much of a hurry or causing any sense of a commotion or anything like that. They all seem pretty much as usual. You can't really hear their conversations from the point in the air, but nobody's doing anything overt that would cause a sense for concern.
Can I look for any kind of footprints or foot traffic where I'm walking?
Yeah, that's what a ranger would do. Who's your favorite enemy?
Who's my favorite enemy? Enemy.
Favorite enemy.
It's like favorite. Favorite enemy is undead.
Do you have a favored terrain?
Yep, I do. Natural explorer. Favorite terrain type is, I think it was Arctic for some reason.
Mine is Hades and the River of Styx.
Nice. So Underdark and Arctic, and then undead.
Gotcha. You can go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Yep. Oh, I'm not good at this one. It was 60.
You're looking around. There seems to have been boot marks, and they go off, but then they get mixed around with everything else. It seems like he was leaving very quickly. You could tell by the space in the stuff, and then the trail just becomes jumbled as people are passing over and through it.
So it almost seems like he didn't want to have a conversation, just more of an acknowledgement, like, I see you, you see me, I got shit to do, see ya.
And then he headed out of there, yes.
Okay. How about this? I'm gonna double back and try and find Kojin and Spiffy and say, maybe we head to the exit and see if we can see if he's on the road traveling with his wagon.
It's a good idea.
I could just fly up and see.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you want to go, Spiffy. If you want to go check out, maybe you're probably quicker than we are.
At least for the for flying up and potentially seeing a wagon, because a wagon would pop up some dust.
Give me a perception check.
He's an elusive person, that's for sure.
18.
You do notice that there is a wagon parked over by the church that does fit what looks like the description. It's got the carnival stuff painted on the side of it.
I know where he is. He's over by the church.
All right, lead the way.
Are you guys all heading to the church?
Spiffy.
I'm invisible.
Oh, do some voice audits.
I'll just go. I'll make sounds or whatever.
Or I'll just find a local and say, which way to the church? They point me in the direction.
Yeah, they point you over in the direction.
Okay.
Church looks a little bit the same as before, but you do see Rictavio's wagon on it. Let's see if I've got a handout of it.
Since I see the wagon, do I see the cat?
You mean the saber-toothed tiger?
Yeah. I want. Yeah.
There's no reason for it to attack us.
I mean, he helped us. I know that. So, but I'm just saying.
He scratched ours and we scratched his, so it's an even scratch at this point.
Well, it might not be quite even. I'm kind of look at my armor and I did steal it, his tower.
That's on you.
Alright, I guess I don't have a picture of the wagon, but it's a carnival wagon. It's set up over there. You do notice the heavy chains on the back as you kind of investigate, and if you get within 10 feet of it, the wagon lumbers from side to side. It looks like there's a massive weight shifting as you hear like a low growl and metal scraping on metal.
That's the cat?
I would assume. Let's not get too close because we don't want to assume that, we're not in danger, but also don't want Van Richten to think we're trying to do something, but other than a conversation. Is the church door, I guess, can we see if the church is open?
The church door is closed, but it is unlocked.
Okay. I would like to open it.
You hear Father Donovich. He's praying at the altar. It seems to be a little bit more kind of picked up just a little bit. Before it looked like it was in a lot of disarray when you guys were here to talk to him about getting Irena out.
All right. Are there any standing pews, or are they all been destroyed?
There are crates that have been moved into that position.
I would just like to gingerly go sit on one of the crates and bow my head in prayer.
All right. Father Donovich kind of stops and looks over, and he's like, "Oh, hello. How can I help you?"
Excuse me, Father. I just came in to collect my thoughts and say some prayers is all. No need to bother you. My apologies.
It's no apologies needed, my child. These are troubling times with everything that's going on. Please, but wherever you can find solace, I would tell you to come take it.
The door just opens and I just walk in.
Okay.
I think as my head is kind of tilted down in a prayer motion, I'm still kind of scanning the room.
Who's this? Kojin, look in here. Kojin, look in here. What is this? You see that?
See what? What am I looking for?
On the map. I'm painting it.
I didn't even realize where I was on the map. Okay, dude, my bad.
You're good. What is this? I'm just getting your attention to this right here, and then I'm gonna pop back out. While you're still, Dan, can you move where Dan is?
I imagine that he'd be like here-ish. There seems to be an elderly woman that is starting to make her way slowly through these doors.
Kojin's gonna go in and kind of look and see just what it was that Mr. Spifi's attention about this room?
It is looks like the trap door that you guys went to that had Doru in it. He was stuck underneath there for like a year before he escaped out of your guys' grasp.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. I'll investigate the trapdoor just to see if there's still locked or if there's still anyone down there.
There is no lock on it. The door kind of creaks a little bit, but swings rather freely. And are you trying to be quiet about it, or are you being obvious?
I could try to be quiet about it, but it's not gonna work.
With all these doors opening and
At least
closing,
you can try.
With all these doors opening and closing, Father Donovich has kind of diverted his attention from Dan Jackules, and he's starting to walk back this way as this commoner's coming up. And Dan, as he passes, you hear him speak under his breath. He's like, I could have swore that I closed these doors. As he's starting to walk around. What's everybody
Yeah, I
doing?
got a being noisy. I got a 5 on my stealth check.
I'm just opening up another door, and then I'm gonna open this door up as well.
Are you still invisible, Jay?
Yeah, that's why I was just fucking with him.
Coach
I'm not
says,
making any attacks. All I'm doing is
step
opening
back out in the
doors.
hall, be like, Spiffy! Spiffy!
You hear Father Donovich starting to cast a spell. What is everybody doing?
Dipping dots right there,
Dolls.
right down there.
Father Donovich walks up to you, Kojin, and he's like, what are you doing poking around this church? The first time you were in here, you were invited. Now, there are strange happenings. And he starts, like, basically berating you and dressing you down as this is happening. Trying to get to the bottom of these shenanigans. Give me a wisdom save.
Oh, wow. Natural 20 plus 10, 30.
Baby.
You started to feel compelled not to lie, but then you're like, okay, the zone of truth did not take effect, so I don't have to worry about it. And he just blatantly asks you, like, what is the meaning of this? These areas are off limits.
I apologize. My apologies. We're trying to find someone, and I was just checking out this room, and I shouldn't have come in here. I should have come to speak to you first.
That would have been the proper thing to do if you were looking for somebody.
Speaking of which, have you seen the Rudolph Van Richten?
Who is the person next to me?
Oh, that was a woman, older woman, that was walking in.
She's creeping up next to me.
She's just a commoner.
Van Richten didn't have any disguise self or shape shifting or anything, did he? We don't know.
I have no clue.
No idea.
Could that commoner be him?
I don't know. Talk to it. That's my guess. Did you see anything down here?
No.
But there's something down here.
There was something down there. Like
There
when we
is
first came
someone down here.
Yeah, that was the father's son that was turned, that we killed him, right?
I think Von
remember
Richten is
chasing him.
down here. How big is this thing down here?
If you think he's down there, I can distract father.
Yeah, I mean, I'm already down there. Like I said, I dipped, and that's where I went. Like, I didn't want to be in that zone of whatever it was. I thought he was going to cast True Sight, but I was just fucking with the doors, and I was like, this is perfect. And the fact that you just opened that door, and it's like, oh, well, all the other doors are opening and closing. Why wouldn't that door, too?
Gotta pull through.
You need to exercise your church, my guy.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna talk to that commoner.
Yeah, talk to the commoner.
I wonder if Van Richten's.
Don't forget, Kojin, you're paladin too, right?
Yep.
Don't you have your zones as well?
I have my zone of truth.
Or you have an aura, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, don't forget about those auras, man. They fucking help so much, especially for like a wisdom save.
Well, only when people are within 10 feet of me, unfortunately.
No, but that's still good. Like, that's still great to know, and keep that in mind, because you're affected by it as well.
Yeah, that's why I got that 30 on that
That's
wisdom
so
saving
sick.
throw.
That was so sick.
My wisdom saving throw is plus 10. I was kind of worried for a second, then I looked at this, and I was like, oh yeah. Between the ring and the paladin's whatever it's called, I think it's called Divine Grace.
I need to use this. What do I got? It's I had to attune to it. The symbol of Ravenkind. It does some cool shit, man. For
I'm looking
undead,
for.
sunlight, holds vampire. And then the Argynvost ring of protection +1. Ugh, it's dirty. I just need one more so that way I feel like I'm complete, you know? I get that achievement of I have 3 magic items. I'm glad I have a silver rapier though.
I kind of forget where we were. What were we doing before this? When I come in, you guys were looking for Van Richten.
Yeah,
Where were you guys in Barovia?
No,
we were over in Cos
Present.
cra yeah, crazy. We were over there still, and that's when we leveled up and all that
Yeah,
last time.
we had just gotten done returning that gem or whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
Chilling at our estate.
And then, so it was, we weren't sure if we were going to play tonight because it was just Jay and I, and we're just like, we'll go on a hunt for Van Richten and see if we can find him.
I need you to make a stealth check. At advantage because you are invisible. I don't know if he's here. Alright. 14. That is enough. But Father Donovich is like looking in every single room, like slowly peering and trying to figure out what's going on as he's trying to get to the bottom of this stuff. And he's like asking Kojin, like, why are you here? Why are you opening all of my doors? Are you trying to steal things? You're just like all the other adventurers.
No, I'm not. I'm not trying to steal anything. I assure you. I wasn't opening the doors. I did look in there. I shouldn't have, and I apologize. We're looking for someone that might be important.
Whom are you looking for?
Richten. He's got the wagon up front.
The person who owns that wagon's name is Rictavio. I don't think it's the same person, friend.
Well, just in case, do you know where Rictavio is?
He went to the meeting at the Blood on the Vine. The town was getting ready to... Well, you've obviously heard about the recent events that have happened, and he starts talking about how the town was pissed off that Gertruda was taken, and now Irena is in Strahd's clutches, and the townspeople really like Irena, so they're trying to rush into the castle and get her back before this wedding happens in, what is it, like 5 days time. They're gonna go right when you guys got here, but it looks like they're not doing that, and then everybody's kind of filtering back.
My friends were able to talk them out of anything rash. I have seen Gertruda recently, and last time I saw her, she was well. But I'm just gonna go back out front and wait for Rictavio to come retrieve his wagon.
Alright, and as you walk out waiting for the wagon, he starts closing doors and locking them.
Where is Spiffy right now?
Spiffy's in that spot right there. While this stuff is going on, Dan, you see the commoner. She's sitting there, arms together. She looks like she's praying to the morning Lord, and then she looks over at you and says, "What brings you here? You're new."
Yeah, just like everybody else, I'm looking for some comfort and understanding from a higher power. These are troubled times.
Does this higher power give you answers?
Sometimes. Most of the time, it's just self-reflection. What about you?
I come here in order to reflect on recent activities and possibly gain absolution, to be absolved of my sins.
Well, I think you're in probably the best place to find that absolution. Maybe talk to Father.
I've talked to him numerous times, and he has given me comforting words. What would you tell someone looking for forgiveness?
I would say first thing you gotta do is forgive yourself.
That might be a little bit harder than meets the eye.
Can I be as bold as to ask? Is it something
I've hurt people that I've cared about. And I've hurt the person that I care about's family in the pursuit of revenge. What would you know of revenge, Dan?
It's almost like you can read my mind.
A coy smile crosses her face, and crow's feet and go across.
Know you?
Maybe in another life. But I see that you are also set on this path for revenge.
Unfortunately, my family was taken from me, and that's enough to drive a man to do anything. And I've struggled struggled with this for the longest time, but I just feel like I need to make it right.
And how will you make it right?
Well, if I tell you that, you might think lesser of me. That might just be something to keep it to myself.
Well, some people must always have their secrets.
Let's just say I'm out to question those who were involved in that event that evening, and I want to bring justice to whatever that means.
Well, if you want to talk about revenge further, I think I'm going for a drink. She kind of picks herself up a little bit coyly.
I didn't catch your name, ma'am.
The name's Rudolph Van Richten, and proceeds to walk out.
I will get up and say thank you, Father, and walk out as well.
Alright. Are you walking, like, keeping pace?
I would like to keep pace because I was just invited for a drink.
Alright. As you kind of get a little bit past the threshold, this elderly woman passes around the side of the carriage, and then when you go, it is now Rudolph Van Richten, checking on the wagon and stuff like that. What's Kojin and Missure Spifi doing?
I'm gonna be like, whoa, there he is.
Unlock this door
Alright.
if it's locked.
That poor priest.
13.
That is good enough. It is unlocked.
Walk out, walk, open the other door, and then fly. Just leave both doors.
Hold on. I gotta check
I'm
something.
gonna give that priest a heart attack. This house needs to be
Just
clean.
for shits and giggles, roll me a 1d20.
Okay. Okay. Oh, that's good. 17. I hope.
He drops to his knees and starts praying to the Morning Lord.
That's super funny.
And only Spiffy sees this, right?
That's super funny. Style points for that one.
Well, you don't know what the effect is.
I made that, man. Pray to the Morning Lord. That's amazing.
Yeah, but like out of game, the dude kind of like now has a psychosis. He thinks that
His
this
faith
church
is
is he thinks that this church is haunted.
I don't know why I'm getting a kick out of this.
Are you going back to evil?
No, I'm not trying. I'm not trying to. I'm just like, I was just trying to find that person and keep the invisibility on. That's it.
All right, so that door's open. Kojin and Dan are there. Rudolph's checked over the wagon to make sure that everything's good and settled. Well, Dan, I do believe I said that I owed you a drink, so if you'd care to accompany me to the tavern, we could talk about things such as revenge.
Yeah.
Ha revenge.
Are the two back here? Are they invited as well?
Oh yes, they've been most helpful. They've already helped me accomplish much of my revenge.
Ah. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to that conversation and drink.
I start playing this and lose concentration to the invisibility, and as I'm flying and just bobbing and dancing in the air.
You're kind of wrapped up in your own stuff, and then Rudolph kind of puts his hand on your chest, Dan, and he says kind of under his breath, I don't think that we can have a private conversation if Missure Spifi insists on making himself the target of attention. I'm not a easy man to find, and I tend not to align myself with people that are counterintuitive to my goals. So I need that to stop.
And he said that under his breath, so only I heard that?
Well, anybody that's walking next to him, like within the 5 feet. So if Kojin, if you're next to him, you would hear it too.
Right. Are you still invisible?
No, as I was playing, I became uninvisible.
Gotcha. Obviously, yep, understood.
And I was flying down to you guys.
So I'm gonna drop back a second and then go over to Spiffy, be like, hey, we need to be on the DL here. Down. Who says that?
I imagine that anytime you use colloquialisms that we use in this world, it's just the D&D version of it.
Hey, you're drawing too much attention to us. He's doing us a favor here, having this conversation, but he could just as easily disappear again. So we need to be quiet and discreet about this entire thing. So you can either go back to the bar and go entertain some people there, or you can just kind of knock the shit out. And then I just walk back up to Van Richten.
While he's
And,
talking, while Dan's talking to Spiffy, Kojin, Rudolph Van Richten looks at you and says, "Oh, I wonder where that armor made its way off to."
Yes, I left you a note.
I received the note. That was very nice of you.
Do you want the armor back now, or may I continue to borrow it?
I tell you what, I no longer have need of it. I found it in that tower. It is my gift to you.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. So if you need to have a private conversation with Dan, I can kind of help ensure that you guys stay private by standing guard, make sure nobody gets close.
I find the best way to not draw attention to yourself is to just simply exist and do things that nobody would suspect. And what's more natural than 3 friends, 4 friends, having a drink together?
I can agree with that, absolutely. Brew sounds really good.
During the way down to the Blood on the Vine, is there anything that you guys want to walk and talk about?
I would like to ask Van Richten about that saber-toothed cat. Like, just what its name is and where
How
he
did you
found
two
it.
come upon each other?
He lets you guys know that that's part of the way that he travels and goes around is as part of a circus or as the ringleader of a circus. And the tiger is just a fringe benefit of that. And he was able to, over the course of a while, train it up and armor it up, and it answers to him.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
That is super cool.
Yes, it's him, his horse Drusilla, and then the tiger.
Tiger Lily? Oh,
Tony with an I.
nice.
They're great.
Somebody was gonna do it.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yep. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
Any nonchalant stuff? Probably not.
Hey, how many more of the things do we need?
How many more of like the artifacts or items?
Yeah.
You had one more. You had the God, what is it? Tome of Strahd.
And
And
that's, at
that's
the
in,
Amber Temple?
in the north, right?
Or no?
It is oddly enough located at the Amber Temple.
That's why we're going to the Amber Temple.
Yeah, are we
Like
still
I
on
say,
schedule to do that?
Yeah, we are. That's one reason why we got I sold one of the gems that worth 50 gold to be able to rent this carriage for as long as we need, but we have to give it back.
Yeah, I'll pop up the Finding the Artifacts of Barovia, Tome of Strahd. Treasures hidden in a small castle beneath a mountain guarded by amber giants. And when you guys talked to Madame Eva, you were able to find out that that was in fact the Amber Temple.
So I'm assuming that we want Rick Van Richten as an ally, right?
Yeah, for sure.
'Cause I
Like
think-
if
Like Damien's character was the only one that wants to kill him, just for the stuff he's done. But I honestly think now that we know he can change, disguise self or whatever he's got there's more to this guy. Like, and he
yeah,
got-
this dude's got something going on for sure.
and he's hell bent on getting revenge, and I think
And he's well traveled. Like
yeah.
he knows some places, he knows some people.
He's
Maybe
also
maybe
super generous.
maybe we could get him on our team.
Who was the lady that was looking for him? I can't remember who that was.
Esmeralda?
Was it Esmeralda?
I think it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause she was the
I think
one that
so.
had the wagon that you
Right.
and what's his name? Adrian blew up, right?
Yeah,
was
all the alchemy stuff.
was she looking for him to because they were at one point in time they were like close friends. Is she looking for him as a friend or looking as a foe? I don't remember. Okay.
I think she was looking at him
That
like,
was friendly.
with I think she was upset with him about what he did to the Vistani.
And
'Cause didn't
that's
he
why,
hurt the Vistani?
well Jay gave him the coordinates to the camp, remember?
That's right. That was
And
for
then-
his help, like way back when we were
And they
captured,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Well,
But
you guys
Yeah, that
were
was
Vistani-
for his help right away.
But the Vistani don't know that was us.
Yeah. Exactly. They don't know, and they never will.
probably did. Oh, wow. Are you sure your character isn't going back to evil?
But that
No,
was
I'm
the-
saying they never will know though, because they're not going to be like, "Oh, where did you find this information at?" They're not. I mean, it's done. It's over. I'm not going back evil. I'm actually trying to go good. I'm
I
just
know
looking
the
at
way
it
you said that, it just
legitimately.
reminded me of like the villain like twirling a mustache. They'll never know.
Yeah. Hopefully we can get him on our side. I don't know, but if
Or
it
at
comes
least maybe he can give
I'll
us
be
some
if
advice
it
on how
comes
to
with
take
a
out
price
Strahd.
though, I
I'll
don't
be
know if I
right
want.
back.
But I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. My character, his end goal is to obviously kill Strahd for at any means, and if that means sacrificing myself, I don't care.
I
So
gotcha. My goal is to bring the sun back to these
Same,
lands.
same. Yeah, I want to bring the sun back to these lands and kill Strahd, and I believe that's the way to do it is by killing Strahd. I already got our we took care of the werewolves, which was the biggest problem
mhm.
for my people, and since I know I'm stuck here, I'd like to take Strahd out like for good, and that's basically where my mindset is. So
Right.
I'm trying to
Well,
see if one of us were able to get that sword from
oh
Damien's
shit, from
character.
Damien. Whoops.
Well, Damien's
Yeah,
the one that's can use it though right now, right?
He's attuned to
no, I mean he did attune to it, but at the same time, like it's one of the artifacts that we need for this. So I'm assuming like we would probably get it back. But that's just one of the things that's been on my mind. But I will be right back.
it.
I'm assuming Doc will let anybody take that sword that can use it.
Especially if we need it, because
Yeah,
pretty
I think.
sure we need it for this campaign
Yeah.
to end well anyway. I'm good. I've got a magic sword. I can't wait to use it.
Mhm.
This shit's 2d6. Oh yeah.
Some good stuff.
I don't think I've ever played a character that's used a great sword before.
I'd like to go back and tell that priest that I apologize for opening all those doors.
He is preparing for a ritual. He is not paying attention to what's going on. He is like starting to set up for like a cleansing ritual. And if you as you try to insist on telling him what's going on, he just gets more and more frantic about he's cursed. The church is desecrated. He's got to cleanse it. He doesn't have time to talk. He needs to do it now.
Sorry for Father, for I have sinned. It is my fault that you believe this.
Give me a persuasion check at disadvantage. He does not believe you. And he said that it's his penance and he's being punished because he locked his son up and didn't know what to do with him. And now that his son was released, he's conspired with the evil forces to desecrate this holy church, this beacon of hope, and it must be cleansed.
I swear to you that is not the case, and I turn invisible and then reappear. Say it was me and I apologize.
Roll me a d6. Higher the better. He starts yelling at you that you have conspired with Strahd and that you are here to make his life miserable and make him pay for the failings that he's done, and he sees now what must be done. If you persist in this, you will have to roll for initiative.
I'm not trying to hurt the guy. I was just trying to tell him the truth.
I gotcha. And what he saw with his own eyes was malevolent spirits plaguing him for what he was unable to do with his son.
I'm sorry you feel that way. And then I fly off.
Alright, so at the Blood on the Vine Tavern, Rudolph Van Richten finds an out-of-the-way spot, kind of tucked back and around, and it's a circular table. He sits down, he orders 4 drinks, the bartender comes over, there's 4 glasses and a pitcher, and he pours each of you a drink and passes it out, and he puts his in front of him. So how does this conversation go, gentlemen? Why are you pursuing me?
I think we just get the obvious out of the way. And I feel like we have a common goal and a common enemy. Can I ask you, what is your current relationship or feeling on Strahd?
Strahd Van Zarovich killed my wife and daughter.
So you know how I'm feeling.
It doesn't take a mind reader to see the pain written across your face and the sense of determination in which you walk. You're obviously skilled with weapons, and you make crisp decisions. You remind me a lot like me in my younger hunting years.
So just to be frank and honest with you, you already know this, but I'm going to say it. We're going to kill Strahd.
Good. I plan the same.
Is there any, let me ask you, do you plan to do this yourself?
Well, I had a group of townsfolk that were getting ready to provide cover for me to go invade the castle, but you ruined that. So, I'm open to other alternatives.
But how do you plan on killing him?
Smiles, and he kind of leans his cane up against the table, and then he presses a little bit of a button, and the raven head that's got like a silver beak and stuff like that pulls it out ever so slightly, and you see a silvered cane sword, and then he clicks it back into place. I've become quite proficient in dispatching the undead.
Cheers.
Well, we have been trying to collect some artifacts. Let me pull it up. I don't remember the names of them.
You got the Tome of Strahd, the
Yeah.
Amulet of Ravenkind, and the Sun Sword.
Right, so we have the sword and the...
And the amulet. You're just looking for the tome.
Yep.
The sword, Damien was going to have Adrian take the sword, but I feel like, don't we need that?
Yeah.
Huh.
But right now, Adrian's in this kind of nebulous position where he's trying to work with Esmeralda at the Abbey to also get her to help out as well. That's why him and Jabber aren't with you guys right now, because they're working on Esmeralda.
So we've been trying to collect these items, you see, and between the sword, the tome, which we have yet to collect, and the amulet, I'm pretty sure... You see, the thing is that Strahd thinks that he's got us under his wing, that we're working for him. But lo and behold, we're dispatching his allies, and we're making him weaker in a sense, hopefully, that we could surprise him. We haven't figured that part out yet, but we aim to get under, to gain his trust. And when he least expects it, he will meet his end.
I've heard various things that your group has done. Seems to be all over the place. You kill the old women at the windmill, obviously hags. Thank you for taking that off of my to-do list. And then you also dispatched the werewolves. But did you kill the burgomaster of Vallaki to maintain appearances and keep in Strahd's good graces?
That was an unfortunate act.
Yeah, that wasn't.
Well,
that wasn't literally not us, as I
Yes,
point
he's
at us.
the guy's like one of the party, but he got a little crazy.
That would
he
make
did.
sense. I did hear about the other two not traveling around.
Yeah, things haven't always gone to plan. I mean, obviously you're skilled in maintaining your being unnoticed, and I just think somehow, some way, we can all share this common goal and figure out a way to do this together.
I do have a question for you, though.
Yes.
With that information, what did you accomplish your goals
What information are you talking about?
we provided you with last time?
Oh yes, it was very helpful in accomplishing my goals.
They seem to have traveled, have moved on, but are in the wind, meaning they could pop up at any time. And if you do travel with us, that would mean that we would become targets to them as well. Just food for thought.
You can only walk a fence for so long before you gotta jump off on a side, Missure Spifi. I understand that you can fly, but anybody on either side of the fence looking up sees you as an easy target. I hope my analogy is clear.
As mud.
At a certain point, you need to decide what you are willing to do and what you're willing to do for it. That is when you pick the side and jump, and you forsake everybody else on that other side in the pursuit of your goal. If you try to make everyone happy, you will just run around spinning your wheels and being an errand boy. I aim to kill Strahd von Zarovich, and I'm close to running the Vistani out of this land for good. I saw movement from their camp last night. They took to the Old Salvage Road from the Tser Pool encampment and looked like they were heading to Vallaki, which is foolish of them. I don't see why they would muster at a place that I've already attacked them at. If you want to kill Strahd, this is something that I also want. Our goals are mutually aligned.
I'm not saying they aren't. I was just letting you know that we will also be in their crosshairs, so to speak, as well. But I agree with you, and I would like to stay on your better side anyways. You seem like a badass of your own. Obviously having a large saber-toothed tiger with you. That's kind of awesome.
I'm glad you see the utility in it.
So obviously you're aware that there's a wedding coming up, right?
Yes, that was my other window of opportunity.
Gonna say, maybe we could coordinate our efforts and help each other out. Maybe you can stoke up the mob again.
I don't fear gaining entry on the day of the wedding. There have been numerous invitations that have been handed out throughout this land, so getting into the castle will not be an issue, as many people have been invited. It's going to be difficult to know the layout and where we need to go in order to get him. That place is very formidable, and the last group that I ran into, I think the only one that survived was Escher, I think is what he said his name was. The one marrying Gertruda.
That was that one guy that was at the dinner that wasn't a vampire, right?
Yep, him and Gertruda are not vampires. Neither was Irena.
Yeah, that's right. They all ate regular food.
What I don't get, and what perplexes me, is Strahd has what he wants, which is Irena, but he hasn't done anything to turn her. I was trying to prevent that from happening. Seems like it's all a little game to him.
All the more reason to get rid of him. So all he does is play games with people's lives. This end will be much better without him.
Well,
Stop it.
I do know that Strahd von Zarovich does do business as Vasily von Holtz. Much like I am Rictavio, the ringleader, he assumes the form of Vasily von Holtz. Vasily von Holtz was the guy who you ended up rescuing on the road to Krezk, and then he said that he was heading to take Vasilka to the castle, so he gave you guys a ride, and you guys chatted it up.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, yeah. I did not know that. I was like, I remember that name, but that didn't, yeah.
Yes, and now that's confirmed to have been Strahd hanging out with you the entire time.
Checking in on his meetings, huh?
Wow.
My favorite part is when I asked you guys what your plan was, and you were like, and you're like, what do you think you guys are saving? You're like, no. He's like, he. I'm gonna fuck with these guys. It's good to have you for dinner.
Yes. So I just feel like there's got to be a window of opportunity where the right place, the right time, that we can make this happen. Because I feel like the four of us, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, sorry, out of game. I'm thinking, well, if Adrian would know the castle layout,
They give that information to Von Richten. But maybe he'll give it to us, that we could share it with them. Or we could just share with what we know already, and maybe try to get him more information before that day.
So the wedding takes place in the castle, I assume.
He said 5 days, right?
Yeah, it's on day 14, and you guys are on day 9, and I'll say it's about 3 p.m.
So the only time we're guaranteed to know where he's at is going to be the castle. Like, he can pop in and out of anywhere, anytime, using his portals and shit. I just feel like there's an opportunity here to get you in the castle, and then we can all just...
I have ways, but this castle has repelled invaders before. He has witches, familiars, ghouls, beast. I've even seen him riding a nightmare across the sky.
So what was your plan today?
My plan today was to convince those peasants to use pitchforks and torches to go up to the gates, and in the confusion I was going to turn invisible and slip in, do a little bit of reconnaissance, and then formulate a plan.
I wonder if there's any way that we can get you in so you can scout around.
We have been in and out of the castle a few times, and been in the catacombs.
Won't we be headed back there soon anyway? Because then we have to join them soon to go to the Amber Temple, like in the morning.
Yeah,
in the morning at about, 7 a.m. or something like that? Let me check my Dungeon Master notes. Temple Expedition is day 10 at 7 a.m.
Maybe we can find a way to sneak him in, and then we can go to the Amber Temple and he can do his reconnaissance.
That does seem like a good plan.
Did Adrian show us where the back secret entrance was?
Yeah, kind of.
You guys did talk about out across the observation deck that looks from the Castle Ravenloft into the valley and onto the city of Barovia. Down below it is like the crypt built into the side that houses his grandparents, the former king and queen of this area. But it's like 100 feet down. And then back 20 feet.
Yeah, well, we know where everybody's going to be tomorrow morning, right?
Preparing for that expedition.
Now, does Van Richten already have this knowledge?
If you bring it up, he doesn't know about it.
Oh, okay. So I'll bring it up to him and say, are you aware of the expedition tomorrow? Everybody's going to the temple.
I am not. I have heard of this temple. It seems that it predates the settlement of this land and is more akin to the berserkers and druids around Yester Hill. It seems like it is a place of power for them. The only reliable way to get there due to the weather is Salenka Pass, but there's a large barred gate with a green flame. I've also heard people say that there's howling, but not like the wind, but like anguished wolf howls.
Well, perhaps knowing that where we'll be tomorrow, because we've all been cordially invited to go, biting my tongue, perhaps you can do some reconnaissance tomorrow.
Well, after our festivities are concluded here, I will go back to my wagon and start preparing, and then I will wait for your instructions and head out with you when you come to retrieve me.
Where will you be at?
At the church.
Okay.
Is the place that we're at, is that an inn?
Yes, you have an inn here. It's like a tavern on the bottom, inn or on the top, but you also have a house here.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Spifi's got a house.
He does.
And you said it was about 2 o'clock earlier, so it's about, 3 p.m. now?
Yeah, that's what I'm tracking, about 3 p.m.
How long does it take to get from here to Castle Ravenloft?
3 hours.
Well, do we want to stay here tonight and leave early, or do we want to go to Castle Ravenloft tonight? We're there early in the morning.
What time were we supposed to be leaving tomorrow? I don't recall.
They
7
said
a.m.
about 7 a.m. is when they're expecting the expedition party to leave out.
I don't know. I'm not one of getting up at 4 in the morning, but if it means killing Strahd, I don't care.
Well, even if we got up at 4 in the morning,
I wouldn't mind checking out Spifi's house.
yeah, we could call it and take a long rest at 8 p.m. in 5 hours, and wake up at 4, head up that way, try to figure out a way to get Van Richten and unnoticed, and head out to the Amber Temple so we can get that Tome of Strahd.
Yeah, well, we're not sneaking him in tomorrow. He's going to do reconnaissance when we're gone.
Oh, okay.
But he is totally going to use the fact that you guys are arriving as a way to
Yeah,
do that.
yeah. I take it he's a sly character. He knows how to do his reconnaissance.
Yeah, out of game he was completely invisible, watching you guys look for him, and then he followed you when you went up to the church after you saw his wagon, and then he used his hat of disguise to disguise himself and walk in and ascertain your guys' motives.
Hell yeah, that's all.
I kind of figured he went invisible, and I was like, what kind of... So, before we depart, I guess I'll just say, hey, one more quick question for you. How did you learn to do all that stuff?
I harnessed my ability to cast magic. There are a few things in this world that can harm supernatural beings, magic being one of them, silver being another. I wish that I could solve all my problems with harsh words, but unfortunately that is not the reality that we live in, so I train to make myself the hardest person for a vampire or a werewolf to kill.
Gotta respect it.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
Thank you for the drink, and we'll be in touch.
Yes, and he gets up and bids you adieu. He throws a gold piece on the table, and he's like, this should cover the drinks. Have a nice night. He starts to walk out and back towards the church. What's everybody doing?
Like that guy.
I was gonna say, hey, I know Adrian wanted to kill him, but he's got his own reasons, and I got mine, you got yours, but I've been nothing but transparent with you guys. My goal is to get revenge on Strahd for killing my family, and that's the same thing that he just told us. Drive a man, what was it, like 3 in the afternoon? 4, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
We have a few hours before we need to hunker down.
You guys,
Anything?
unless you guys need anything, Spiffy, I'm ready to check out your house and see if I can pop a squat on your couch, Spiffy.
Absolutely.
You guys are able to figure out where the house is at. It's the old Durst Manor. You have the deed to it. It's located right here on the edge of town.
Does it look like Biddysburg?
No, it doesn't. Unfortunately.
I'm sorry, I'm just rubbing the salt in that wound.
Biddysburg is a Durin's instant fortress.
I love Biddysburg. That was such a cool thing.
Oh yeah.
I kind of feel bad that it took out those people.
Surprisingly, the door is unlocked and the house looks like it's completely furnished.
Nice digs.
As it should have been. I appreciate it.
Alright, and let me find where you guys are at. Boom, boom.
Guess what the temperature is currently?
69 degrees.
Bingo.
Damn.
I do that to my wife all the time. I'm like, hey, guess what the temperature is?
Nice.
Such a child.
Alright. That is the house.
Alright, Spiffy. It's your house, you lead the way. Got yourself a nice house here, buddy.
Unlock the door.
Alright. So it's 9 o'clock right now. We could pick this up on the next session.
Yeah, I'm
works
just gonna
for me.
find the nearest
That
couch
sounds
and
good to me.
pass out.
Alright. I will tell you that the house looks like it was in the various state with everything else that's going on. You do notice that there are bedrooms on the 3rd floor. There are a couple bedrooms. And if you're exploring around, you notice that there's like multiple rooms and stuff like that going through. But we'll discuss all that tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but the next time we play. And yeah, there's stuff going on with the house. So
Nice.
there's very much like there's stuff that you can see, things that are happening, all that other good stuff.
Cool.
But I figure
Well,
that's the session for right now. You guys got any questions?
Just
No.
was Esmeralda, was she trying to find Van Richten to help him or to hurt? We couldn't remember.
So she was looking for Van Richten. She never really talked about her motives. You just know
Okay.
that she's looking for him.
Yeah,
And
because
when
they were
you
like,
guys read the book, you kind of like figured some stuff out. But like Esmeralda is his like sidekick / apprentice.
And we blew up her back.
we could have asked him about her, but didn't for whatever reason.
If you guys would have asked about him, he would have told you that this is a really dangerous thing and he didn't want to
Right,
put
but-
her in danger.
That's kind of what I figured.
Yeah.
Because at any time he could have been in contact with her, but the fact that he's not, it's like I want to keep her out of it.
And he like occupied that tower that was like out of the way. He went to the Blue Water Inn specifically to like lay low, and Esmeralda is a Vistani and she's not allowed in Vallaki, so like that's one of the places that he can hide from her. And he was planning
cool.
that attack on the Vistani camp, and then he got the information that he needed, and he was like, fuck it, let's do it.
And he's never going to divulge that info where he got it from. So
As far as he knows, he's kosher with you guys. Like, you helped him out, you did him a solid.
yeah, we like I said, we scratched each other's backs.
Yeah, he definitely got what he needed. And then your goals also mutually align again for taking out Strahd. So yeah, he's all about that too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't want him as an enemy, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, you definitely don't want him as an enemy.
No, yeah, that tiger alone would probably kill us all.
Right?
I think it's pretty much just statted as a saber-toothed tiger with a better AC. I think its AC is like 16 because it's got like half plate.
That's cool.
That's cool as hell. Is that kind of like the He-Man tiger?
That's what I think. It looks like Battle Cat, but he can't ride it.
Yeah, because Battle Cat, when he transformed, had that kind of the.
Oh my god. It would be so cool if I could ride it though. Because I'm a small creature.
He'd probably eat you.
Hey. I'm saying if we're on the same side going into battle, wouldn't that be badass?
It would, but it's like cats and birds. They just
Yeah,
don't.
it's like a chicken foot.
I'm glad we played tonight, though.
I am too.